Hello everyone. Today I'm going to talk about biological systems. In the biological systems, first we discussed about the digestive system. So what is digestion? Digestion of food is the process by which the complex organic compounds are converted into small organic products that can be absorbed into the human body. There are two types of food digestion. One type is mechanical digestion and other type is chemical digestion. Mechanical digestion is breaking down foods into smaller particles by teeth. Chemical digestion occurs by the action of enzymes. Then we go to study about the digestive system. So, the digestive system is the system that are adapted to digestion of food. It starts from the mouth and ends from the anus. When we go to talk the parts of the digestive tract, we can see mouth cavity, pharynx, esophagus, stomach, duodenum, small intestine, large intestine, rectum, and anus. There are some other organs also help in food digestion. They are salivary glands, pancreas, liver, and gallbladder. Then we go to talk about the digestion occur in the mouth cavity. The mouth cavity is also known as buccal cavity. It is made up of upper and lower jaws. You know, our lower jaw cannot move, but our upper jaw cannot move, but the lower jaw can move. The mouth cavity is surrounded by cheeks. There is a muscular organ attached to the floor of the mouth cavity. We call it as the tongue. The tongue helps us to identify the taste of food and help the swallowing of food. Then there are 3 salivary glands present in the mouth cavity. They secrete saliva which is needed for food digestion. Then we go to talk about what is the chemical digestion occurring in the mouth cavity. That is digestion of starch food into maltose by the action of amylase. Here you can see amylase enzyme convert starch into maltose. These amylase enzyme present in saliva. Then we can see the functions of tongue. So that is identification of taste, mixing of food with saliva, and swallow. The tongue also helps to make the food bolus. This food bolus is pushed into the posterior part of the buccal cavity by the help of the tongue. Then we go to talk about the pharynx. After the mouth cavity, you can see the pharynx. This is the area below the pharynx. So this pharynx open to both respiratory tract and digestive tract. So this is the digestive tract and this is the respiratory tract. It is a common cavity for both digestive and respiratory tracts. So when we swallow the food bolus can pass to the respiratory tract also. This is prevented by the structure called epiglottis that is positioned at the starting point of the trachea. It is a movable structure. It positioned just above the opening of trachea. So when we swallow out the food, it closes the trachea, and then the food bowlers do not enter to the trachea, and it enters to esophagus. So epiglottis helps to prevent food entering to trachea. When we talk about esophagus, it is a constricted tube starting from the pharynx and ending from the stomach. Food bowlers pass through it by the peristaltic movements. These peristaltic movements are made by the wall muscles in the wall of the esophagus. It is a muscular tube. So these peristaltic movements provide the pause need to propel the food bowlers forward. Then we go to stomach. It is a dilated sac-like organ. Many food can store in it about 3-4 hours. So due to the peristaltic activity in the stomach, the food bolus is broken down into smaller particles and mixed well. This mixture is known as chyle. Gastric juice is secreted to the stomach by the wall of the stomach. It contains mainly hydrochloric acid and pepsin enzyme. This hydrochloric acid activates the pepsin enzyme to digest protein foods. Here you can see pepsin enzyme digest protein foods and they convert into polypeptides. In infants, other than pepsin enzyme, renin enzyme is also present in the gastric juice. This renin enzyme helps to coagulate milk in infants. I told you earlier, food remain in the stomach about 3-4 hours. So water, glucose, and some drugs are absorbed to the stomach. Then we want to talk about Then we go to talk about duodenum. Duodenum is the proximal part of the small intestine, and it is C-letter shape. Chyme is entered little by little to the duodenum from stomach. Then pancreatic juice secretes to the duodenum from pancreas, and bile is secreted from gallbladder to the pancreas. These secretions help to digest food. Pancreatic juice contains 3 enzymes. They are trypsin, amylase, and lipase. The bile secreted by the gallbladder helps the emulsification of lipids. This bile is produced in the liver. Then you can see the digestion occur by the pancreatic juice. The trypsin enzyme in the pancreatic juice converts protein foods into polypeptides. And amylase enzyme converts starchy foods into maltose. And lipase enzyme convert lipid foods into amino acids. Then we go to talk about small intestine. Small intestine is about 7 meter long tube. From the wall of the small intestine, intestinal juice is secreted to the food. So this intestinal juice contains the enzymes maltase, lactase, sucrase, peptidase, and the substance called mucus. These enzymes digest maltose, lactose, sucrose, and polypeptides respectively. Then we see how digestion occurs by the enzymes secreted by intestinal wall. The maltase enzyme in the intestinal juice convert maltose into glucose. The lactase enzyme convert lactose into glucose and glycogen. The sucrase enzyme convert sucrose foods into glucose and fructose. The peptidase enzyme convert polypeptides into amino acids. Those are the end products of food digestion. Now the digestion of food is completed in the small intestine. Then food absorption occurs also in the small intestine. For efficient food absorption, our small intestine is highly adapted. So you know it is a very long tube, about 7 meters long. So it provides a large surface area. And when we go to the inside of the small intestine, in the wall of the intestine, you can see folders, circular folders are there. In these circular folders, you can see villi. These finger-like projections, we call they are villi. Then the outer margin of these villi, you can see the epithelial tissue. This epithelial cells, when we go to observe the epithelial cell, you can see the outer margin of the epithelial cell as microvilli. So from all these things, what happened? The surface area is increased for efficient food absorption. Other than that, we can see there are large network of blood capillaries to absorb digested end products. So when we go to summarize these adaptations, you can see small intestine is a long tube. It has circular folds in its inner wall. Then presence of finger-like projections called villi in the circular folds. And microvilli are present on the epithelial cells of the villi. And the epithelial lining is very thin for efficient absorption. And villi are highly vascularized. Then we go to talk about what are the nutrients absorbed to blood and what are the nutrients absorbed to blood cells. So the nutrients, amino acids, vitamins, mineral salts, and monosaccharides are absorbed to blood capillaries. And the nutrients called fatty acids and glycerol are absorbed to lactate. So you can see the lactate here inside this villi. you can see yellow color small tube-like structure. So that is the capillaries. It is a part of lymphatic system, and it also finally connects with the circulatory system. Then we go to talk about the large intestine. The large intestine is somewhat has a higher diameter than the small intestine, and it is about 1.5 meter long, and it starts with the cecum and ends up at the anus. So the materials enter into the large intestine have very little amount of nutrients. They are undigested materials. They contain much water and cellulose. So the main function of the large intestine is absorption of water in that food. Due to absorption of water, the food is converted into semi-solid nature. This semi-solid material is called as feces. These feces are stored in the rectum and removed through the anus. Then finally, we have to talk about what are the diseases associated with digestive system. As we take food frequently outside, our digestive system is always subjected to different types of diseases. But out of them, we will pay our attention for 4 diseases commonly occurring. One is gastritis. So, in our digestive tract, you know there are protein digestion enzymes are secreted. So, these enzymes can digest the digestive tract wall also. To prevent that, there is a mucus layer on the inner lining of the digestive tract. So, this inner mucus layer is inflamed due to various reasons. This situation is known as gastritis. Then we talk about constipation, that is difficulty in defecation due to hardening of fecal matter. That is because due to not having sufficient amount of water in our diet and also lack of fibers in the food that we take. Then we go to talk about typhoid. So you know that is a fever condition, but in that you can see headache, fever, and diarrhea also. And this disease is infected by a bacteria. Then diarrhea is a situation also can caused by viruses, bacteria, or parasites. The main symptom of this disease is release of feces in liquid state. So I think you get a sound knowledge about the digestive system. We will meet in another lesson in another day. Thank you.